Hey, this is Avila speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review, and today's chapter is 1027, Danger Beyond Imagination. And we see the cover page is Roger running away from a lion, and it appears either Roger is the one, either Shanks or Buggy are the one responsible for drawing a bunch of stuff on the lion. This could be foreshadowing. Maybe I'm digging too much into this, but this could be the foreshadowing the reason why Roger got sick. But then again, Roger has the marker on. But we see the problem here. I see Shanks is like sobbing, and so is Buggy. Like he's crying, he's cleaning his tears out. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into this. We'll see. And we start off right where we left off, and appears Nekomamushi's trying to hide himself from the Sula. That probably means he can't maintain it indefinitely. Yamato makes a reference to this just like the journal. Both Yamato and Momonosuke are shocked. The heavens are split yet. Everyone's like we get a perspective like, oh, what's causing all that rumble. Kaido and Luffy stare down. And it appears Yamato's ice shield did not block the full power of the Thunder Bagua. She states that, right? She's bleeding from the head, and she says, that Thunder Bagua, I thought I blocked it, but I didn't even come close. So she barely blocked it. And here is Luffy calling Momonosuke a coward, and he's telling Yamato to protect Momonosuke because he's a coward, and Momonosuke is like complaining. And I guess Yamato's back in action. And Kaido's like, the interesting part here is like Kaido says Yamato, Momonosuke. He calls her by both of them by their name. So I guess he acknowledges them in a way. And he's like, where do you, and he charges at them. And Yamato once again blocking. And in comes Luffy. And I guess Yamato can read, just like the Straw Hats can read Luffy, Yamato can read Luffy, and Luffy wants a one-on-one fight. And it appears Yamato is telling Momonosuke how to use his ability now. And apparently dragons can't fly. They create flame clouds and they just like climb them. It's like climbing. And Momonosuke partially learns how to fly. And here's a big red flag here. And it appears that Onigashima itself, the island, is starting to collapse. And Yamato deduces that the flame clouds Kaido is producing are weakening. That means Kaido's powers are weakening. Or mostly, yeah, that means pretty much Kaido is weakening or unstable flame clouds, yeah. And that's why the rocks are crumbling. And this is, I guess this is inevitable. It was bound to happen. And I guess Momonosuke just hit his head first against the the rock, or he's trying to push it. And then we see that, and Yamato states like, we'll be there in 5 minutes. They're 5 minutes. It's pretty much a Dressrosa thing. And the good part here is pretty much that this is pretty much going to be Yamato and Momonosuke's task to stop the island. Because Yamato states that the island is pretty much a stockpile of explosives and weapons, and if the island falls, it's pretty much going to nuke the whole place. Even if they run, they won't be able to escape the blast radius. And this is the best part of the chapter, I'm going to say right here. And then Momonosuke says dumb stuff. Maybe we should stop Luffy before this. And Yamato just clobbers Momonosuke in the head like, don't be dumb. Like, don't be dumb. And Momonosuke like, hey, this panel is so hilarious right here. Yamato just clobbering Momonosuke's head in. This whole hilarious. And we see both, and it appears both Kaido and Luffy are charging up attacks, ready to go. And then we switch back to what's happening in the center, the flower, and like in the main stage. And it appears King is going berserko. I'm not sure if this is high. I don't think this is high reform, but King is slashing everything up with his wings, and he pretty much sends Zoro flying until Frankie stops Zoro here. And he says, man, he's strong, but of course he is. what happened, need help? And Zoro's states, nah, he doesn't need help. And it appears King is pretty much going berserko. And the queen is like, damn, King, knock it off. The chaotic attacks, you sliced my butt. So queen received damage. I wish I sliced your neck. And it's pretty much their banter, like the rivalry they got. And it's pretty cool. And we find out the reason why King is so, like, triggered. He damages, and apparently nobody sees his face. So nobody knows what he looks like. I'm pretty certain Kaido knows what King looks like. And I'm pretty certain Queen knows what King looks like. Pretty certain. Only the rest of, like, the fathers don't. And we see, but I don't think this is high reform. He's doing what Marco did, where he's just turning his hands pretty much into wings. So it's pretty much a Marco. And King does a named attack, and it's Archer Trigger Hunt. Yep. Imperial Archer Trigger Hunt. So he just charges. And then Zoro does Three Swords style Ultra. And it's pretty much, he slices another piece of, or that was already sliced. No, he slices another piece of, in this scuffle. But King still sends Zoro flying. He pretty much punches him out of Onigashima. And Zoro does a quick cleaner lance. Three sword side cleaner lance. And he uses like an air attack to propel himself from stop falling. And we see him jump back up. So Zoro got air attacks. That was close. And Zoro pretty much says this, at least let me die by the sword. Show a little respect. And we see that I'd ask the same of you. So pretty much King doesn't want his face revealed. And we see a bit of his face here. And he appears to have hair, which would be obvious. But we don't get any, like... And it appears to be like the Shandians. So he's pretty much a Shandian. I don't know why he's hiding this, because there's a bunch of them in Sky Island. So... Oh, but none of them are like... Yeah, another thing, none of them have the flaming heads. Yeah. So next chapter, potentially speaking, we're gonna focus on. Oh, now that I think about this, ain't blood. It's like a tattoo. In King's face, we see like markings, but it appears to be like some sort of tattoo. So we'll see where this goes. So pretty much, this is a great chapter, I think. Especially that where Yamato just clobbers Momonosuke's head in. That was beautiful. So the fact that now apparently King and Zoro are fighting outside pretty much. They're outside. And so this could potentially be that Zoro might help Momonosuke and Yamato. And because I really want to see when they meet, if Yamato is gonna mention something, oh, you look like that strange samurai dude, or something like that. So I like this. It's pretty much, it's not up to Luffy. Like in the birdcage, it was all up to Luffy, and everyone was just stalling. Pretty much what Oda's saying here, he's not gonna do that. It's gonna be Yamato and Momonosuke's task to stop the island. Though Momonosuke does state something very important, and I may not have the same power as Kaido either, and I'm hoping this is correct. Because either way, like I stated before, this is broken. If Vegapunk could just duplicate fruits, what's stopping him from making a Kizaru army or a Akaino army or an army of Kaido with his same devil fruits? Like, this is broken beyond belief. There has to be some limitations. Otherwise, there's pretty much no point to devil fruits, I think. Anyone can have the same power. Anyone can have a Logia. It's like the rare devil fruits is like obsolete here. So unless that's what Oda is going with, he's trying to level the playing field. and now it's just gonna be who is able to like use them better with the combination of Haki. But I kind of don't like that. I like the fact that they're rare and they're very hard to get. Otherwise, this is like something very broken. There has to be a reason why Vegapump considered it a failure. There has to be a drawback, in my opinion. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been mentioned. What was the point? Anyway, this is a great chapter. A lot of progression. I think we might be going either to Sanji or Zoro, and we're gonna get those. We're probably gonna get Sanji, and then Zoro, and then we're gonna get, what's his name? Kaido and Luffy. And what other fights we've still got? It's just Hawkins and Killer, and Big Mom and Law and Kid. Those are the only fights that are going on right now, pretty much. The rest are fodder. I'm not interested in that. Oh yeah, and we got the big ass. Oh my god, Orochi. But Orochi, I'm hoping he dies. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens. This is a great chapter. I really liked it. A lot of progression. Not that much, but still progression. Kings. I think if King is a Lunarian, King should be very relevant to the end of the story, I think. Does that mean King's gonna join the crew? Because he should be a centerpiece or like very important because of his race, Lunarian. So he is pretty much, he can't die. That means he can't die, and he has to be pretty much present to the end of the story. Because this is all going to tie in, like the end of the story is going to tie in to King's race, potentially speaking. So King joins the Straw Hat, or after this, King joins the Alliance. Because I don't think Kaido's going to die, period. It doesn't make sense. His daughter's right there. Where's his wife? We haven't got a backstory. Similar to like Crocodile and Enaru. We never got backstories, and they just got put in the side, and they're doing stuff. We don't know what they're doing, but they're active. And I think this is going to happen to Kaido and King. I don't know what's going to happen to Queen. Queen might defect to something, but maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Anyway, this is a good chapter. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and peace out.